Hey guys, it's Kevin again. I know this review is a little bit earlier than usual, and why is that? Because I do not have school today, and the reason is because it is snowing like crazy outside, so we had a snow day, first snow day of the year, yay. Yesterday we had delayed opening, today we have a snow day. So I thought I would review this to you now. This is going to be my review for the mini-series, the two-night event, Bonnie and Clyde. Now, I was really hyping this up. Guys, I cannot wait for it. I mean, every time I watched Witches of East End, they kept showing promos for it, and each time I got more and more excited for it, because I love the story of Bonnie and Clyde. Because, I love the musical Bonnie and Clyde, although that one's a little bit more lighthearted compared to this. Like, it's not as gruesome as this one is. Yeah, it's sad and everything, but it's more, Broadway friendly, where it's not as violent as this is, and it's not as crazy as this is either, because this was a crazy miniseries. It really was. But let me just say that I definitely enjoyed it. The musical's still my favorite, but this is my second favorite. I definitely really enjoyed it, and I think it even gets some Emmy consideration. I don't want it to win anything, because I want American Horror Story to win all those mini-series Emmys, but it could get some Emmy consideration, and I'd actually like it too, because this was a very well done, this was a very, well done, mini-series. It was very well done. So, the basic plot of Bonnie and Clyde, in case you guys don't know the plot, here's the basic plot. Bonnie and Clyde are two people who were born in poverty, basically, and they both had very, very terrible lives. For example, Clyde, his father died when he was young, and him and his brother always were on the run, and he was actually imprisoned, in his, very early in his life. But of course he broke out of jail, and Bonnie was this person who, her father died when she was young, so her mother and her are living together, and Bonnie just wants to be this really, really big star and everything. She wants to basically, if you listen to the song from the musical, I want to be like her, she basically says she wants to be like, Clara Bow, who was a big, star then, and if you listen to the song Picture Show, it talks more about that, but she just wants to be this really big star that everybody knows, so she meets Clyde, and, at first, it looks like she's in love with him and everything, and he thinks that he's in love with her. They go on a couple of dates, but eventually, they realize that, they have this opportunity to get money and everything together, because no one would really, they want to do that, so she thinks of it as an opportunity for her to get the fame that she wants, and he just thinks of it as, alright, let's do it. So they decide to do these crimes together, and that is basically what it is. Now, part one consisted of them making up all these crimes together and everything, which was definitely very interesting. Part one was really good with that. And part two was much more fast-paced. It's them, basically committing all the crimes. They get, really crazy and everything. They start killing people one by one. And basically, their eventual death. Which, if you guys know, I'm sure you guys know, Bonnie and Clyde dies. They die at the end of this. There's no surprise about that. If you know anything about Bonnie and Clyde, you know they got shot, and that's how they died. Then they died together in a car, basically. So, that's basically all you need to know about this, but let me just say that this was very well done. One of the things that made this so good were the performances. Now, they changed a couple things with this particular version. One really big thing that they changed was the two leads. Now, let's first get to Clyde, who's played by Emile Hirsch, who I've seen Emile Hirsch in something else. I'm trying to think of what I've seen him in. I know I've heard that name, though, before. Oh, Speed Racer. I saw him in Speed Racer, which, that was an okay movie. But he was okay in that. I mean, that was an okay movie, but he was really good in this, I think. He definitely made a really great Clyde in that he was very, sadistic looking. I think he looked very sadistic, and he was also very kind of on the sly about everything. And he also narrates this whole thing, kind of like, post-death, so you think he's kind of narrating this in his grave, basically, thinking, this is what happened, this is how I died and everything. Because it starts with their death, just like the musical does. And the other thing I like is that he has this thing of second sight, basically, where basically there are times where he's sitting somewhere and he'll just, like, get an image in his head, and he goes up to Bonnie and he's like, maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe this isn't a good idea. So that was definitely very interesting to see, like, him kind of like, no, maybe this is not the best idea that we've had, maybe we should not do this. That was definitely very interesting to watch, because I thought that from that, right there, I thought that'd be really interesting. It was a very interesting thing. Now, Clyde did not have, second sight in the real world, but they did that basically to put a twist on it. So definitely he should get some Emmy consideration. He did a great job. But who was the best in this was Holiday Granger as Bonnie. She got so into this role, in my opinion. She did such a great job with this, I think. She completely stole the show. You hated her. We absolutely hated her because they made Bonnie a sick little fuck in this one. They made her sick. The first scene, she's watching this very violent, there's this one scene, the first, really scene where you hated her was this scene where she's watching a movie with Clyde, and she's like, oh, I love the violence, I love the tension. She basically wants the violence to happen, and the thing is, in the beginning, you kind of think, oh, she just wants the fame and everything, and that's what she was doing it for initially. But she didn't really like Clyde in this one. She kind of just, tricked him into thinking she loved him so they could go on this journey together. And in part 2, this is when you really start to hate her, because she really starts to get addicted to it, and she loves the feeling of violence and everything, that she has to kill people, because she loves to do it. And there's this one thing that she does that really changes her character drastically, and I'll get to that in the spoilers. But there's one thing that she does that's really crazy, but she definitely did a great job, because she was seductive when she needed to be seductive, but she was also sadistic when she needed to be sadistic, and she was both of these things. And I thought that Holiday Granger was perfect for that. She had a very, sexual voice, kind of like, oh, hi, Clyde, that type of voice. A very, think of I don't know how to explain it, but a very sexual type of voice, very low, monotone, sexual voice. She did a very good job of that, because that's the type of Bonnie you need. Definitely someone like that, and I think she's definitely going to get nominated for this. She did a really great job, and I really loved her in this role. Then you also have William Hurt as Frank Hamer. Now, Frank Hamer was basically the guy who was chasing him down. He's not introduced till part 2, but he was chasing them down this whole time, helping them out, with these crimes, and he just wanted to track them down and get them eventually. And the thing is, he is a bit harsh, but you actually do, you're not sure if you agree with him or disagree with him, and they definitely did a good job of that. And I thought he did a great job. I mean, nothing amazing, but he did do a good job, in my opinion. The one character who I thought did not do a good job, and just because of the lines they gave her, was Sarah Hyland as Blanche Barrow. Now, this was a very odd role, in my opinion. This was very, very odd. The only reason I did not like her in this is because every few scenes, when she was with her husband, basically, she would just start, or something, she would keep calling Buck Daddy, 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 Daddy. And I'm like, he's not your father, he's your husband. Why are you calling him Daddy? It's weird. And I thought that really threw me off with Sarah Hyland. I couldn't wait for her to get off the screen, because she just kept shouting, Daddy, 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 over and over again. And it got really annoying. Especially because that was not her daddy, that was her husband. And it got really, that just got really annoying after a while. And that was the only thing I didn't like. Other than that, though, I liked her. I did like Lane Garrison as Buck. He really was great. And the one thing I did like about Blanche, though, was her jealousy of Bonnie and Clyde, and how she wants to be just like them, because Bonnie and Clyde become very rich because of all their crimes and everything, and she's the poor one, and she wants to be very, very rich like them, and she's very jealous of them, and she really cares about Buck and wants to be along for the ride and everything. There's this one scene where they almost leave without her, but she just has to come because she loves Buck and she doesn't want to think of her losing him. Now, who also was really great was Holly Hunter as Emma Parker, who is Bonnie's mother. Now, I didn't think this was necessary at first, but I really actually enjoyed her role because, in the second part, like, Bonnie does something and she doesn't pick up the phone. She did a really good job at first being very supportive of her daughter. But then the second part, she's kind of like, you know what, she's done a lot of really bad things. I really can't support her anymore. And I thought she did a really good job of that because she had a very hard time, you know, trying to think, should I support her or should I not support her? And I think that was not in the original, you know, that was not original either. That was completely original for this. So, yeah. And the only other person I want to talk about is Elizabeth, who the reason I want to talk about her is because I was very impressed by her. I liked her a lot. And that was Elizabeth Reeser as P.J. Lang. Now, this is a very good supporting role, in my opinion, because you never really knew where she was going to go with this, but she also gave a really good performance, in my opinion. She played Esme in Twilight, so that's where I know her from, is Esme in Twilight, and she did a really good job here, because you really didn't know where she was going to go. You didn't know, is she going to be with Bonnie and Clyde? You know, is she going to stay, you know, try to help Bonnie and Clyde, or is she going to try to kill them? What do you think is going to happen here? And I didn't really know where she was going to go, and I really liked that about her character. So, yeah, those are all the performances I have to say. I thought everybody else did a great job. I mean, Austin Herbert, Ted Hinton, everybody did a really great job. Now let me just get to the spoilers. There are some spoilers here, so if you have not seen this version of Bonnie and Clyde, don't watch the rest of this video. So the one thing that I want to talk about is the one thing that Bonnie does that gets you really pissed off at her. Her killing that guy who is father of 3 children, I think, and she didn't show any remorse towards it. That really changes everything, and I was very happy that Clyde addressed her for that. And I was very happy that he basically said, you can't be doing this anymore. You know, I know who you are. I know that you only did this because you wanted the fame. I know that you don't really like me. And I really liked that scene because for a while there, I didn't know if that was going to be where they were going to just die after that, because that's what they seemed like was going to happen. It seemed like that was a perfect time for them to just get shot because he was so upset at her. But that wasn't the case, but I definitely really enjoyed that scene, and that scene in particular is the reason why I think Emil Hirsch should be nominated, because he did a great job throughout the whole thing, but that scene in particular was fantastic. And the last thing that I have to say is the ending, where he basically says that if, you know, the last monologue, where basically, if Bonnie had not gotten shot, he probably would have killed her anyway, because he was just so mad at her. And the other thing is, because he said he loved her, that was the last word he said to her, and she never said that she loved him back, so she really did not love him back. Now, the only other thing that I will say to you guys is, if you guys want a very historically accurate Bonnie and Clyde, this is not it. If you're a history buff, you will not enjoy this, and you know what, I was able to enjoy it because it was a really great story, and this was a very good adaptation, minus Sarah Hyland. It was really, really good, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good adaptation. I thought the performance was great. And it's probably, I have not seen the original, but it was definitely really great, and it was definitely better. I think this was actually better than Sound of Music Live. I enjoyed it more than that. But that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of Bonnie and Clyde. Did you like the performances? Did you not like the performances? Did you like how they made Bonnie like this, you know, this very sick person, very sadistic person who loved to kill people? Did you like that? I also did not know that Bonnie kind of pushed Clyde into killing people by, like, seducing him and everything. Which, if you want sex, there's a lot of that in this movie, too. Who was your favorite in the movie? Do you think they're going to get Emmys? Did you have a problem with the ending? What do you guys think of that? That's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.